Hello everybody, so today we're going to be reacting to a Vulcan video who is on here on YouTube. You guys can search him out, VULKAN. It is this cool animated drawing, and it's going to give us the rundown of the druid who I've been playing on Diablo 4. I kind of don't like the start of him, but maybe I can see how he will look later on the line. So let's see how this goes, and this is going to be pretty cool.
The druid is a savage shapeshifter.
There are Diablo drops on Twitch. I am live on Twitch right now too. Slide if you want to watch, get those drops.
Werewolf, all while commanding the power of earth, wind, and storm, unleashing nature's wrath to a devastating effect.
Okay, that looks pretty cool right there.
Well-rounded set of melee and range skills that specialize in dealing damage of physical, lightning, and poison. All of these are fueled by spirit, which is generated from basic skills. Now, when it comes to strengths, the druid has a few. They do have decent burst damage, especially when spamming skills like landslide against stunned enemies, but unfortunately, this isn't always sustainable due to the high spirit cost. They have strong defensive capabilities by becoming
he's very tanky.
Large amounts of health.
He's very tanky.
Fortify to help protect against damage. So, if played correctly, the druid can truly take a beating. Then they also have damage versatility. The druid has lots of ways to deal damage in their toolkit. You can summon companions like wolves, vines, and crows. You can shapeshift into a bear or a werewolf, or you can cast nature magic to let the power of nature do damage for you. Now, if you're someone who likes to change things up, the druid is a decent pick. You'll be able to kind of mix and match these as you see fit. But let's talk about some of the weaknesses the druid has. So one, they're incredibly setup dependent. The druid is much more dependent on creating situations in which they can flourish.
I can see that. Yeah.
Potential without.
Yeah, I can see that right now, because right now what I'm playing in the beginning, which is kind of slow with him, I don't understand how he works correctly, but I can see that he's more like a group player than a solo player, and I'm going to be playing solo a lot. So far I don't like druid as much.
Without it, their damage is wildly inconsistent and just not reliable. So for instance, you need to apply immobilize and stun to groups of enemies to maximize your landslide damage. This is due to landslide gaining increased critical chance against immobile or stunned enemies. And other skills kind of follow suit. You need to have a good setup in order to truly take advantage of it. Now, druids are also super immobile. They are very stagnant. They have two skills that they can use for mobility that are Shred and Trample. But again, they aren't super reliable. Trample has a very long cooldown, and Shred requires a target that you need to leap towards. So that's it for strengths and weaknesses. Let's talk about what makes a druid unique, and that's the Spirit Boon system. So at level 15, you're going to automatically start the quest, Spirits of the Lost Grove, for you to complete. Now, once you do, you're going to unlock the Spirit Boon system.
He looks sick.
And at level 15, you'll also start seeing spirit offerings drop from slain enemies, and these offerings can be used to then unlock those boons that you just saw. Now, these spirit boons themselves are buffs, and they're divided up into 4 categories.
So I'm going to need, if I'm going to be playing this guy, I need a strong spiritual weapon, meaning where like I can have more stamina, right? That's what I'm guessing.
First, you have the deer. This is going to allow you to do things like gain thorns, increase maximum spirit, take less damage from elites, and reduce the duration of crowd control effects.
All right.
Next, we have eagle. This is going.
So that looks like, again, crowd control. That'd be like for like dungeons. If you guys want someone to clear, or you guys want to be strong, you want someone to hurt. Basically, if you're going to use thorns, you're going to want someone to like take all the hits. But crowd control, you can fucking just clear the whole area.
To increase your crit strike chance, gain maximum life, increase your attack speed, and increase your crit damage.
I like the crit damage one more.
Going to have a lot of lucky hit type stuff. So first, you'll have a lucky hit that crits have a chance to reset cooldowns of companion skills.
I don't like that.
The next lucky hit is going to give damage a chance to restore spirit.
I like that one more.
Fortify for a portion of your max life whenever you use a defensive skill, and extend the duration of ultimate skills.
All right.
For snake,
that one's I don't like the first one, but the other 3 are better.
In here. So the first one is every 10th kill will cause your next earth skill to overpower. Then we have a lucky hit that dealing lightning damage has a chance to cause the target to discharge, dealing damage to surrounding enemies. Critical strikes with shape-shifting skills can heal you. And we have another lucky hit that's going to cause nature magic skills to have a chance to reduce the cooldown of your ultimate.
I don't know, for me right now, because I am new, the bottom one, snake category, sounds the best for a solo person for me, especially that healing one. The healing one sounded good. The cooldown one sounded good, and the one that had the overcharge with the electricity, and the one that had the overpower for earth abilities. Those so far sound the best for me.
So as you can see, these boons are incredibly great, and I think it would have been really awesome to get our hands on these during the beta, but we will have to wait till launch to see how they work. Now, the wolf and snake are much more specific, while the deer and eagle are more general, and that might be because they cost less offerings to unlock, but again, that's just a guess. Okay, so let's keep things moving, and let's talk about shapeshifting now.
Wolf and snake is for you, the eagle, and I forgot the other one, energy, are for teammates.
So shapeshifting in Diablo 4 is not a permanent action or something that is under direct control. Instead, you have to use the ability on the skill that's used. So for instance, if you use the skill Maul, you'll shapeshift into a bear, use the skill, remain in bear form for a few seconds, and then return back to human form. The same goes for...
Do you see his fucking health though? Like, this is what I don't kind of like about him, is that this guy takes so much fucking damage, but he doesn't do that much damage. Like, look at the fucking people he's fighting. He does this. Instead, they can't move. Great, that's cool, because he has an ability that he has them all locked down. Me, who doesn't have that ability yet, this character sucks in the beginning. For me, so far, Druid is only good for the later rounds. If you want to work that hard grind and take him down into the end, that's the character you're gonna pick. At the end, he's gonna be a beast, but in the beginning, he's gonna be like shit.
Going to shapeshift depending on the skill.
Because look at his health.
So for instance,
he has 3 more heal bottles.
Use the skill Maul, you'll shapeshift into a bear. Use
look
the
at
skill.
That. Dropping. Oh, he has to pop another one. Dropping.
The same goes for any.
And everyone's still fucking alive. He ran out of heals. Everyone's alive. He has to run away.
Skills that shift you into a werewolf. Now, there are ways you can permanently stay in a form by using legendary effects. We did get confirmation of that from Riker during. Is
this character that good? He's in the later rounds where he's fighting 18. He's level 18. Okay. He has a bunch of the perks. Not saying that they're all maxed out, but he has to be popping so much fucking pills. You have to be a fucking pill addict to be playing this guy. Like, you have to be an addict. You have to be a junkie. So I don't know. Drew is. It looks like it's only down the road he gets a little bit better, but even down the road, he's still fucking struggling to kill people.
The game playtest recap. But if you're someone who didn't play either of the betas, just knowing that shifting isn't permanent without specific items is something that you might want to know going into it, especially if you're going in thinking, I'm going to be a werewolf all the time as a druid. That just isn't possible without specific items. So next, let's touch on attributes and what these bring to the table for the druid. So 1, we have strength. This provides armor at a 1-to-1 ratio per point. Okay. So this will help buff up your
intelligence.
Intelligence is going to
5% out of 10%.
And resource generation at a rate of 5% and 10% per 100 points, respectively. Willpower is going to increase skill damage and healing received by 10% for every 100 points. And overpower damage will be increased by 25% per 100 points. And lastly, we have dexterity. This is going to increase your dodge chance by 2.5% per 100 points. So out of these, willpower is the main attribute that we want. It increases damage. It gives us increased healing received.
Yeah, he needs a fucking all that stuff. That's why he needs willpower. So if you play this guy, you have to focus on your willpower more than anything else.
And it provides more overpower damage, which is useful since druids have some good overpower synergy. So please keep this in mind as you work towards end game with the druid. You start unlocking Paragon board tiles.
Okay, I'm seeing that in the beginning what he's using the electric staff, and he's using the 3 spikes. So I might just pop those.
Now, intelligence is probably the least useful out of all of them. It's pretty low in value, but obviously having resist and resource generation is still nice.
And landslide.
I would prioritize willpower and strength over intelligence. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about skills. What does the druid use on the battlefield? Your skills are split into 6 different categories. First, you have your basic skills. These are 0 cost skills that regenerate spirit and will typically apply a debuff to the target. So for example, we have Earth Spike,
that shit
Wind
sucks.
Shear.
Sorry, if you're gonna play Diablo 4, do not fucking use Earth Spike. That shit is horrible for druid. Earth Spike, that shit was stupid. You can spam the fuck out of it, but it sucks. It does 6 damage, and the chance for a stun is it's 1 out of 4 basically. It's fucking annoying. It's horrible.
Storm Strike, Claw.
I use Storm Strike. That's the only one you can really
while
use.
You'll be able to spam these, they're not your primary damage dealer. Those are going to be your core skills. So here we have Lightning Storm, Tornado, Pulverize, Shred, and Landslide. These ones are going to cost a lot of spirit, but they're going to deal significantly more damage than your...
Landslide did not do that much damage when I fucking first got it. Okay? I haven't tried the other ones, but Landslide didn't do shit.
Basic skills. Typically, these are the ones you want to sort of build around, as they're going to be your primary driver for your build and for your rotation. Next, you have your defensive skills. These are going to greatly boost your defensive capabilities as a druid.
Okay.
You have Earthen Bulwark, Cyclone Armor, Blood Howl, and Debilitating Roar. Next are your companion skills. So if you want friends on the battlefield with you, you can summon ravens, a poison creeper, and wolves.
Wolves sounds awesome.
These have a passive and an active effect. So whenever you cast the spell or you originally summon them, you can cast the spell again to do something. So for your wolves,
I like the wolves idea.
Your wolves to focus on an enemy. Poison Creeper will cause vines to strangle all surrounding enemies.
Oh, that's the one he was using. I saw that. He had the vines holding things. Okay.
And ravens will swarm a target area, dealing significant damage.
Okay.
Next are your wrath skills. These are
fucking
skills
hair floating
that have
in my right
medium
eye.
cooldowns, and they deal a large amount of damage in an area. So we have Hurricane, Boulder, we have Rabies, and we have Trample. And as you can see, we're picking up more and more passives as we get further down the tree. Next, we have our ultimate skills. These have extremely long cooldowns, but they're very, very powerful. So you want to use them wisely in order to get the most out of each one of them. Here we have Petrify, we have Cataclysm, Lacerate, and Grizzly Rage. And again, we see more passives here that are going to help sort of define the playstyle that you're after. And then at the very end, we have our ultimate passives. And both sets of the ultimate skills and ultimate passives, you can only choose one. So you want to make sure to pick the one that best fits whatever you're after here.
Okay. Well, at the end of that, that's just like how everyone else is. But what I've noticed and what I like is that it looks like later down the line, this guy gets stronger. He does a lot more damage. But in the beginning, he is going to be ass. What I saw is that he likes using rock, but it looks like the best thing to start off with this character is the lightning strike one, which is the first one. I don't know, it's called electric staff, whatever it is. It looks like a stick with a fucking torch and it's blue. Okay, that's what it is. But Diablo 4 Druid, for me as a new person, my rating for this fucking guy, I won't be honest, guys. Beginning route, he is a 2 out of 10. Fucking terrible. He's a tank, but like, he's not that fucking good. Okay, he's not that fucking good. Now, down the line, he looks like he's a tank, but he looks like he needs a crew behind his back. He looks like he's basically Gibraltar from fucking Apex. He's only good with a teammate. By himself, he's decent, but he's not that good. He's best with a team. Okay. So later down the line, I give this guy maybe a 7.2 out of 10 for a new person's perspective. And for a team perspective, maybe an 8.4, because he could go to like distraction dummy. He's basically your monkey from zombies, okay? You throw that motherfucker in, like, hey, go in there, fucking start swinging around while we'll be shooting from the back. All right, bye. That's it. You throw him like a monkey, that's it. He's gone. Boom, boom, boom. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. But Druid overall rating, I gotta say he's maybe a 5.8, not higher. Maybe 5.6. I'm being kind of generous with the 5.8. 5.6 probably decent. Not a big guy to pick. So far, my favorite when I played during the beta was definitely Necromancer though. But Druid 5.6 overall rating, 2 for the solo in the beginning, like a 6 then down the line, and a 7 when you're teammates. So 5.6, take it or leave it. I don't give a shit. But I hope you guys have a great day, great morning, good afternoon. For all you hunters out there, have a great day, great morning, good afternoon. I said it twice, I don't care, but I love y'all. Make sure you guys come see my Kick streams here on Kick at hunterkio. I very much appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time, YouTube. Bye bye. That was cringy as shit.